when I was making this video, I had maybe 30 subs on the channel. And
Let's
barely
go.
any
How many you
comments
got
or
now? How
suggestions.
many you got now? How many you got now? 3K stem and abs, boys. That's Giga Chad
About
behavior.
what to do next.
That's Giga Chad behavior.
Now I
Let's
see
go.
that many of you loved my over-analyzed
Yes,
Wonder Weapon
sir.
ranking videos. So
Yes,
for those
sir.
of you who wanted something similar,
Play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I can stream it for y'all tomorrow if you want. I'm not fire into that game. I just picked my starter and then I gave up playing.
be disappointed with this video. I just can't
I
think
might
of any
be
way to make a map
disappointed.
ranking video objective. So instead, I tried to
You make it objective by literally asking people. I think people's opinions are the best way to make it objective.
make it as entertaining as possible.
Okay, let's
But
do
I've
it.
been given some great ideas for future zombie analysis videos, so stay tuned for those.
Okay,
With that being said, I hope you all enjoy the video.
I'm gonna
Maps.
enjoy the video.
There are many of them.
There are many of
Some are
them.
excellent, and some are dog shit.
Okay,
Who's to say which is more or less great than another?
me,
Well,
because I'm a Call of Duty
You're looking at
gamer.
him. I'll be going up the list of maps from F tier
Yes,
to S tier,
sirski.
so without further ado, let's jump in.
Yes, sir.
First off, we have Nacht, the first map. Now before you
Be real with me, lads. Let's rank them as long as we go. Where you put a knocked? Where you
Send
put
it.
a knocked?
have you actually played the map recently? Because holy shit, it's so slow. You
I haven't
probably
played
boot up
Noct
this map, go complete
in like a
3
year
other
at
maps,
least now.
then come back to this one and you will realize the zombies haven't even spawned yet. If you defend this map, it's purely based on your weird nostalgia and nothing else.
I just
There
think
are
it's a
no
mid
perks,
map. It's a
there's no
mid map.
goals,
It's
and
not
there's no fun
bad.
to be
It's not
had.
good.
F tier.
F? Listen, I said this before in one of my videos. You can't place knocked in F. It's the first map. It's the first map. You can't place it in F. You can place it in C. You can place it in D. You can't place it in F.
Oh,
It ain't that bad.
Hurry up.
It ain't that bad, man.
Yeah, nah, it's all good.
Alright, time to talk about Die Rise. So,
I can't
if
agree,
Nacht
bro.
was bad
Can't
because
agree
it's
with that.
overly lackluster, Die Rise is bad because nothing works. Everything that is put in this map is garbage.
And you have
It's
to
not-
pay for this map. You have to pay $15 to play this map. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no
I
way.
have to start shitting on a map like Die Rise because I really have no idea.
Die
where to
Rise
start.
is an F.
Maybe
You have
it's
to
the
pay
layout
for
that
this,
makes
man.
You, wanna
You don't have to
tear
pay for
your hair out.
Noct.
Or possibly it's the
You can
fact
play Noct for free. You can play on Roblox right now.
that at every turn there's a nice little spot for you to fall and die. The Easter egg is about as fun as inflamed hemorrhoids. There are
That's
also
what I'm
these
saying.
armored
There is
zombies
no
that just
Easter egg.
have more health. They really don't
They
serve
exist.
a purpose other than making the map worse.
They just
And the
exist.
perks are annoying because it seems like the elevators just have a vendetta against me. And
They
same
don't-
goes
they
with
don't
the
wanna-
Pat,
they
the
don't wanna help
slippery
you.
bastard. The
Yep.
only reason it's
F.
about Nacht
What?
is because there is some gameplay to experience. But that's it. So I think it's fair to say that Die Rise is F tier.
Above Noct? That's actually wild. That's
Now, Shido Numa
criminality.
just barely qualifies for D tier. Most people, some people
Activision should watch this video and be like, why did we remaster this in Vanguard again?
hate it. Yeah, it's okay, kinda, I guess. I mean, it's alright.
Shinonuma...
It's got some good. Like this spinny
Again, for casuals, Shinonuma will never make sense. Shinonuma is the most hardcore zombies map ever.
thing,
Shinonuma is a mid map too.
but it has a lot of bad too. Like this sticky stuff, and this sticky stuff over here. And
Yeah,
there's a
the
lot of sticky
sticky
stuff.
water, bro.
It's like if Nacht had a slight glow up, but still had the same old boring personality from before. All that being said, we can all agree that Shinonuma
Okay.
fits snugly in D tier.
Wow, very interesting. He puts it in D.
I like
Very
Varrock.
interesting. Why?
I really do.
Yeah,
I think the
Varrock is
atmosphere is
better than
perfect,
Shino on
and
Noct,
the
I
environmental
agree.
storytelling is top notch.
Varrock is
However, it
better.
suffers from something that many early maps suffer from. I'll call this affliction Nacht syndrome. Basically, Varrock does not do much wrong, but its lack of content, such as, you know, pack
I mean, this map was made in 2010,
on this list.
right?
You might be wondering, damn, Die Rise has both, which I would reply,
Or was it
it's Die
2009?
Rise.
It was
Anyway, with all that being
2009.
said, Varrock has made its way to D tier. What's going on? Is this normal? Yeah, no, does this normally happen? Holy shit, it's gone nuts, completely nuts.
What is this
Now,
video? What am I
For a map
watching?
with a
bro?
nickname like trans shit, you would expect it to
Listen,
go
it's
over.
so funny watching people do tier lists when they haven't like grown up with these games, because it's so interesting because they always go back to the old ones. They're like, bro, those are trash. They never actually value them because at one point that was all we had back in the day, just those 3 maps, and that's why like we really enjoyed them.
Well, here we
you
are
know?
at 5th lowest spot. Granted, just like Die Rise, there's a lot of bad and irritating gameplay injected into it.
These include Denizens, Fog, Lava, the Jet Gun, the
Transit's
Bus, the
great,
Turbine,
man.
Shitty Electric Trap, Biddable Power.
I can't wait for this map to get remastered.
The Bank Door.
I cannot
Explosive
wait
Zombie.
for this map to
Playing
get
this map
remastered.
solo
I'm
is a
so
nightmare,
excited.
But all that poo gets transferred into fun chaos when playing with 3 other mates. So it's not all garbage. D tier.
Where he coming though? Beep beep. Drop him down, brother. Drop him down.
Right, we're moving up in the world now, gents. We're in C tier.
Oh,
To kick
dude,
things off
I
in
actually despise Nuketown.
Nuketown.
I don't ever
Nuketown
want to play
Mushroom
this
Cloud,
map
just
ever
amazing.
again.
Nuketown is a good map to hop
I just
into
don't
after a
ever
long
want to play
day
this
and
map
just
ever again. It's just
unwind. That
combat
being said,
training.
it's
That's
also
all it
really
is,
simple
man.
and small, so there isn't much content to experience. But then again, Zombies isn't always about doing elaborate Easter eggs or doing a quest for
Shout
some
out to
wonder
Noah
weapon.
J456,
Sometimes it's better
baby.
to just let loose and have some fun. The perk
Is there
system
gonna be
can get
another
quite
Zombies game?
annoying.
Yes, sir.
Basically, every 5 rounds, a new perk crashes into the map from the sky, which I actually think is pretty hilarious because it's funny to think that the perks were launched into the air by the nuke and they're all just on their way down. I think its simplicity lends it the chance to be
Is that
unfair,
really how
because
it
not
works? I don't think so.
much progress is lost.
I think
when you die.
I think they just come out of the void. Just Samantha, whoever God just decides to bring them in. Maybe they're falling down from moon. I never even thought of that. Wait, where are they fall? They must be falling down from moon. That's the only thing that makes
replay
sense.
value in my opinion, and it's spot on my list. C tier.
C tier.
Black Ops 1's 5 was a creative and interesting
5
take
was
on the zombies
great
formula.
map.
Playing as either Fidel
I
Castro,
don't think it's a C
Robert
tier
McNamara,
map.
Richard Nixon, or
Great map, great
JFK,
map.
who were tasked to survive
This
the
is
zombie
not the
hordes
map.
in
It's
an
a shame that
abandoned
they did
Pentagon.
this to Nuketown.
I thought the overall
I
theme of
know,
the map
bro.
was awesome, and it was challenging, which was a great change of pace from the previously released map Kino. The Winter's Howl is
Kino
something that
now,
obsessed me though.
Town.
Those of you who have seen my Wonder Weapon ranking video know how much I despise this little shit. It's just, why would anyone
Yeah,
ever
Winter's Howl
use
can
this
suck
thing?
my donkey
Pentagon
balls.
Thief, however, was actually a cool mini-boss. A teleporting
If a map
deranged
has a
scientist
Nuketown
named
perk system,
Yuri
it's automatic
wants to
F.
steal your
Are there
equipped
any other
weapon.
maps that have it?
Sounds pretty irritating on
I
paper,
don't think so,
but if you
right?
do manage to kill him before he takes your weapon, you'll get a unique
We
drop,
love 5,
a
bro.
bonfire sale, which makes the pap cost
I put
80%
5 in
less than
B.
it
Where
normally
y'all
does.
putting 5?
All in all, 5 thematically matches the
Dude,
BO1
if you
aesthetic.
put 5 in
It's a
F,
welcome
you
addition to the
suck.
Zombies map collection.
You suck.
C tier.
Can't put 5 in F, bro. 5 is
Okay,
mid tier.
I have a lot to
B
say
or
about
C, bro.
Revelations. Firstly, Revelations to Zombies was like what Endgame was to the Avengers, only this was executed much more poorly.
Why
I
is
mean, it
that
was pretty
kind of?
cool
Why
that
is that actually so true?
they brought back the classic maps?
Why is
but
that kind
it
of
didn't take
true?
too long for the novelty to wear off, however.
That's
On the
actually
positive
so
side,
true.
The
What
Easter
the
egg had
heck?
some of the coolest shit I've ever seen in a video game, having plenty of content to experience solo or with friends. But even the Easter egg has severe issues. A great example
Rev
being
is
that
good,
when I was
man.
recording
I
the
just
footage
don't
for
play
Rev,
it a lot.
I couldn't complete the Easter
Rev
egg
is
because
just-
the damn summoning key decided to despawn itself as I
Rev
was
is
walking
just
through
a
a portal.
thing, man.
This isn't just bad luck, it's practically a feature of the map because it seems like half the Easter egg steps are bugged. And the layout is so tiring, running back and forth through
I mean,
a portal
Revelations
and
is
an
just
apotheca's
bugged.
mouth just to pack a punch. I mean, it's alright the first couple of times you do it, but after a while, moving through this map is just a bore. The Shadow Man boss fight was
it gets
practically a
very
reskin of the Shadows of Evil fight.
repetitive quite
That was a huge
quite
disappointment,
fast.
but I think the Elemental Mangwa battle partly makes up for it. Revelations
it's
is a
a
finale
cool-
that
it's a cool
ultimately
fight.
falls short of what was anticipated. C tier.
Yeah, definitely very low in terms of what everybody wanted. Oh, that's just the
Zetsubo no
nastiest
Shima
animation
is
I've
the
ever
garden
seen.
patch of BO3. I personally
We
believe
love
that it's a
Zetsubo.
bit underrated by most of the community. But before I get to complimenting this
agree.
map,
I
I'm
agree
going to
with
shit
that.
on it for a bit. Okay, so my first complaint is the sheer amount of doors on
JFK
this
and
map.
Eminem carry
Not just
5.
doors,
I
but
fully agree,
expensive
bro.
doors. Every time I start up some Zetsubo, it's just door.
Chat,
door,
out of
door.
curiosity, what was the last Zombies map you played? I'm going to think about this real hard for a sec. The last official Zombies map I played? It's probably Garod.
Door.
I think it was GK.
Door. It costs a whole
Or
15,500
Moon.
points
It was
to
one of
open
the
up the
two.
map.
GK
Anyway,
or
maybe
Moon.
you wanted to cultivate a garden patch to grow a plant that bears fruit that eerily resembles a carpenter power-up. I know I'm not alone in disliking the Thrashers too. If maybe they gave at least 300 points for shooting the spores off it, I may want to see them from time to time. The final complaint is the fact that everything you need in the map needs to be collected and built. I get it for things like the Wonder Weapon.
Once you
and
play
Shield
this map
Cover.
like 20 times, though, it doesn't get too bad.
Collect 2
I have to
buckets
play
of
this
wood
map
for
so
power,
much
collect
for
parts
E4C
gas
and all
mask,
that. It
collect
doesn't get
parts
too
to
bad
drain the
after
Pack-a-Punch,
that.
And collecting clean 4 skulls for the non-subway could really hinder this map's replayability. Now
Yeah,
for
it
the
doesn't-
compliments.
it
The Spider
doesn't
Boss
get
fight
too
is a
too
really
bad
cool way
after
to
a
win
while,
access
though.
to the upgraded KT4. And speaking of the KT4, it's got to be one of the most fun wonder weapons to use, at least for me. I've killed zombies for countless
This
hours
is the
with this thing.
first human being I've ever heard say that. I never liked the KT4. I thought it was a great wonder weapon in terms of damage, but I've never heard somebody say it's fun to use. It's a
And it's
fertilizer,
never
bro.
gonna stale.
What you
Zetsubo
talking
and
about?
Rev are really close in my opinion, but the inexcusable
He's
boast and
marking these down
unoriginality of
so
Rev
low.
gives Zetsubo the edge. C tier.
Zetsubo and Rev in C tier? This is absolutely
The Reese
absurd
is
to me.
undeniably, without question, the best World at War map, and I don't think anyone will disagree with me on that. But where some
Nah.
might disagree is its placement on the list. The Reese is one of the most replayable maps in the catalogue, in my opinion. I think that's due mostly in part to
The
its
Reese
clean,
is what
easy
I
to understand
believe is the real combat training
layout.
COD Zombies.
There's a
bro.
small quest to open Pack-a-Punch, and there's also a really short hide-and-seek Easter egg that doesn't really reward you with anything but an achievement and some lore, but it's still pretty cool, I
And
think.
the
Where my praise
Annihilator.
starts to fall off is with the Wonder Waff. Basically, in
I've gotten
World
so
at
bored
War,
of the
if you
Reese.
zap
I mean, it's
yourself
true.
with this
We
gun,
have been
you
playing this
lose
map
your
for
jug,
10 years
but
now.
the perk icon stays.
So
And I can't for the life of me
agree with that.
understand why
It's-
this wasn't patched back in the day. The BO1 port does fix this issue.
Because they don't know how to patch
however,
anything
but
in
for years they were
2008,
stuck with
bro.
this bug.
It's
Reese
2008.
is the first map on this list that qualifies for B tier.
Wow. That's one of the lowest
Okay, James.
ratings I've ever seen for Derice. Not
Welcome
even
to your
lying.
childhood. You know,
It's
the
one of the
Totem
lowest
is
ratings.
probably the map that introduced you to zombies. It's very similar to Derice in nature, as it's a small and replayable survival map. However,
Kino's
I
fire,
believe it's
man.
slightly better solely due to the Thunder Gun, which has the bonus of not stealing your jug. The map overall is
Kino.
also easier, with all the area around the stage to train.
Why
Kino
don't
is
you
an
make a
iconic
tier
map
list of
that
people's tier lists? Lads, how many more tier lists can I make, man?
anyone can enjoy, but its simple
There's
nature
no
means that I
way.
can only go as far as giving it B tier.
Interesting, boy.
Another
This man's best zombies map is Kino so far, and now it's gonna be bested by Shangri-La. What is going on with this ranking?
underrated map.
Guys, what is this
Wow.
tier list,
Man,
you guys?
it seems like the community
W or
has
L?
something against these jungle maps.
I don't
understand
know.
the hate surrounding Shank. Sure, it has some
Where's
elements
tier
that are
list
less
was
than
Noah's?
stellar.
Yeah,
The
I
rest of
agree,
the
but
map I
this
think
was-
is
this
really
guy's-
fun. Okay, playing this on public matches is awful because of the way Pap
It's like
works,
give or
but it also
take
has
one or
of the
two
coolest
tiers
and
on
powerful
all the
wonder weapons
maps,
ever,
basically.
The baby gun. Also, the map has so many shortcuts to different areas and rooms. First, you have 2 water geysers that bring you up to
He
the
likes a
surface,
lot of
minecart
interesting
that links
maps that
both
I
sides
didn't
of the
like
map,
initially.
and a water slide that links the bridge area to the cave under the minecart.
Better
This
than
amount of
Noah
quick
and
navigation
Chaos's?
makes
Yeah, I
traversing the
agree
map
with
really
that.
easy and enjoyable. My
Can't
biggest
get as
gripe
bad
with
as
the map
Chaos,
is the
bro.
changing mud path area, because depending on RNG, you might just get redirected back into the horde you were running from, which is a really efficient
Which
way
is
of lowering your life
amazing.
expectancy.
My-
The
round
napalm zombie
100
is slightly
gameplay.
annoying, but it's nice that killing him leaves a mini fire trap on the floor that can help turn the round. The Shrieker zombie is also a little bit of a nuisance, but similar
Also
to the
a
napalm zombie,
cockerhead.
you can use it to your advantage, because if you kill it by shooting it in the head, all the surrounding zombies' heads will pop. Overall, Shang is a map that is criminally underrated, and in my eyes deserves B tier.
Shocking. Shocking. But honestly, Shank's a good map. Where's he gonna put Call of the Dead
Ascension
though?
was the first
Ooh, he's getting through all the
DLC
BO1s
map
right
to
here.
come out for BO1.
Some Ascension respect, bro. I'm loving that. But where's Call of the Dead, man?
During the 1960s.
He hasn't played
I'm gonna be
it, so
honest
he respects
There is
it.
only one thing
I'm
that I
happy
think
about
is
that.
lacking on this map.
What is it?
That is the Easter egg. It is
I
technically
agree.
the first proper Easter
I
egg, so it
agree.
makes sense
Essentially, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. One of the chat, if you've done the Ascension Easter egg, not many people have even done it. It
that
sucks.
some of the steps were dumb as fuck.
Just-
Like the
it's
step
really
where you have to shoot the
stupid.
shit out of Gurge. It turned into a blob of light.
I
on the
agree.
floor.
It's a bad Easter egg.
Yes,
I agree.
that's the step.
I agree with that.
And what do you get for completing this Easter egg? A 90-second death machine.
Which is
Which has
completely
got to
useless.
be the shittest reward for anything ever. Legitimately.
Legitimately.
Come find me at the
Have you
end of
played
the
COD
egg. It was
Vanguard,
pretty
though?
cool. Another thing I wanted to mention was the Hellhounds from Kino are replaced with space monkeys in this map, and their job is to gun
like
up to
the-
the
I
nearest
like the
perk machine
monkeys.
to steal that perk from
Just get
you.
nukes.
Completing this round flawlessly,
You can fix
which
it.
basically
You
means
can
none of
fix
the
it.
perk
Just get
machines are
nukes.
touched, will reward you with a free perk drop. Ascension to me feels like a considerable step
He
forward.
puts
from
it
Kino
in
and 5.
A. Oh,
B tier.
I was about to say he puts it in A. Ooh, that boy taking the rocket down. Yo.
We have risen, boys. A tier is upon us. and
Moon
so
in
is
A.
Moon. Moon is my personal favorite map, but I had to be somewhat fair for this list, so I do recognize
Dude, Moon and BO1. Just look how bad this map looks.
its problem.
It looks
The first
so
problem this map has
bad.
is the 2 rotating perks at No Man's Land. There are not many things more frustrating than downing
I've never had that problem. You just gotta be
on
efficient.
Moon
Dude.
just to teleport back to Earth to
gotta
buy
know how
a
to
jug,
play around
just
the
to
map,
find that
my
Speed
gamer.
Colla's ugly green face is staring right back at you. So now you have
Yeah.
to go all the way back to
Just
the moon,
grab
wait for the
Speed Cola,
teleporter to
bro.
recharge, all while trying to survive, just so you can go back to Earth and buy Jug. Heaps of people like to target Moon's excavators when addressing its rank, but I really don't mind them. I believe they reward the player enough for preventing them from coming.
They get so annoying. I think Excavator should have happened like once every 10 rounds rather than once every 4
down.
rounds.
I will agree that the astronaut can be extremely obnoxious. What with him stealing your perks
Get
and all,
Deadwire.
but then again,
BO3
he
Moon is
extremely
just the
slow and
better
pretty
experience in every single way.
easy to avoid. But
Every
I can mostly
single
overlook
way.
these issues because this map just has so much good packed into it. First, you have the absolute coolest Easter egg ever, at least in my opinion.
It is
I
a cool
personally
Easter
don't
egg.
think
Just
anything
no reward
will
though.
top blowing up the Earth. And this time, you're rewarded with every single perk in the map, and they even stay after being revived. Second, the hacker device
mean-
was ahead of
perks, man. Give us something
Time.
better.
What do I mean by
Give
that?
us something
Well,
better,
using
man.
the hacker, you can gift a box weapon to a teammate, donate points, remove unwanted perks, change power-ups to a max ammo drop, and much more. I say it was ahead of its time because these features were later implemented in future Zombies games, like World War II and Cold War.
I mean,
Third,
that is
the wave
true.
gun is awesome, and fits the theme of Moon perfectly.
Wave
The
gun
things
is an
the zombies
amazing
make
wonder
when
weapon,
they
I
pop
agree.
Never fails to put a
One of the
smile
most
on my face. Moon was an excellent
amazing
finale to
wonder
the second
weapon
installment of
designs
Zombies,
ever.
and deserves to be the first candidate for A tier.
You know what? I respect that. I don't even think I put Moon in A. I don't really like Moon. To me, just feels very.
Call of the Dead
Whatever.
is a beautiful map that finds
Hey!
the perfect balance of casual and challenging gameplay. The map is
Yes, some Call of the Dead respect, dude. This is so rare in 2022. Hearing Call of the Dead love.
so well, and
This
it
is
never feels
rare.
like you're running for ages trying to find a perk.
This
or a
is
mystery
rare.
box. The celebrity crew was really cool too, letting us play
Yes.
as Robert Englund, Sarah Michelle
Spit
Gellar,
your
Michael
truth,
Rooker,
King.
and Danny Trejo. But unfortunately, this cast is a double-edged sword because it feels like they always say the same 3 lines over and over again.
It is
The amount of times I've heard
unfortunate. I mean, you do have to give it to them. This was their first celebrity cast.
Michael Rooker yell
I call bullshit on that. Run.
has taken a
I know, dude. The same like 2
toll
quotes.
on my mental health. The map comes with 2 wonder weapons, the VR-11 and the Scavenger.
That's so
Both
funny.
kind of shit, but really fun. Especially the Scavenger, when paired with PhD,
That's so
this has got to be
funny,
my
dude.
favorite wonder weapon of all time. The sound
What's
it
up,
makes
Clay,
and the
man? How
effect
y'all
it has on hordes is just spectacular. The map also introduced everybody's favorite perk to use as a punching bag. Deadshot. Basically,
No,
Deadshot's purpose is
man,
to
not
lower
my
the amount of
boy.
perk slots you have by
Just
1.
lower the IQ in your brain.
In all seriousness, the perk does slightly tighten the player's hipfire accuracy, but it also makes knife lunges aim for the head for some reason, which can actually increase
Really?
your chance of missing. Okay, back
What?
on track now. I gotta address the elephant in the
I didn't
room
know
here,
about
so
that.
I'm gonna rip the band-aid off quick. George Romero is a great addition to Call of the Dead. Yeah, you heard me.
Yes!
All these people clowning on George.
Oh my goodness, this is so base. Chat, can I get a giga chat in the chat? Oh my goodness, this guy is so base right now. He's just spitting the facts as they are, bro. He's not even sugarcoating them, bro. This is the only homie that likes George Romero out there. I cannot believe this.
Perfectly balanced. He's slow, he does barely any damage
He's
for a mini
spitting
boss, and if you
facts.
kill him, you get a free perk. You really don't want to see him, just use the VR-11 on him,
Oh
and he'll
my
dip. And as an added
gosh,
bonus, if you've
giga
completed the Easter egg,
chat,
he
bro.
also drops a Wonder Wall.
Sheesh.
Speaking of the Easter egg, I like it a lot. It's not too simple or overly complicated. It's a nice, smooth, casual
It's a
ride
great Easter
beginning
egg,
to
man.
end.
And there's
The
two
only
different
real complaint
versions.
I have with the map is the fog. It does nothing but make the map look like shit. I don't know why these
I
devs
kinda
love to
like
insult
it,
our
man.
eyes with this stuff. Does anyone actually like fog? Call of the Dead is the best Black Ops 1
I
map in
don't
my
like
opinion,
it, but
and as such
it'd
belongs
be
in
the way it be.
A tier.
Great choice, man. We
I
love
don't think it's
Call
too
of Duty.
outrageous for me
Hey,
to claim
and
that Buried is
Buried?
the only good Victor's Crew map. And
Yes.
straight out of the gate, it feels like a custom map. Look at this LSAT wallbite.
True.
Surely I'm not the only one that thinks that about
That's
this
why it needs to be made on BO3 Customs, bro.
map, right? It's just
Buried
so
is
different
amazing.
from all the other maps on the
We're
list.
Buried
For one,
lovers.
you've got the chalk that lets you put your favorite wallbites where you want. Leroy is excellent because he has a list of cool things you can do for the player. These include holding the last
Leroy
pinning the mystery
CV,
box in one
let's go.
location,
This man's
opening
got
up a portal from
things
the
he can
courtyard
do for
outside
y'all,
the church
boys.
to the hedge maze, gathering
Look at this
parts for
guy.
buildables, killing zombies around the player, and he can even bring a turbine to you if you need it for the
And it's a
subsurface
hard round
reservoir.
100 as
Side
well.
note,
It's
did you
not
know
an
that
easy
Leroy
round
actually
100.
appears
It's
in
difficult.
BO3's Der Eisendrache in one of the paintings? Well, now
Yes,
you do.
sir.
Anyway, moving on. Another thing that sets Buried apart from the other maps is the witch's house. If the lights are on, no zombies spawn in here, and instead these ghost women called witches float towards you. They're extremely weak,
Taking
but
that
if
money,
they touch you,
boys.
they will
Taking
snag
that
2,000
money.
points right out of
All
your
too
pocket.
real.
For some weird reason, killing these
All
guys
too
replenishes
real.
both your grenades and your claymores if you have any, which is
This is all
cool,
too
I
real.
guess. Anyway, once you
It
leave
is
the
all
house, the
too
witches
real.
will follow you out and will stop spawning. Once the last witch is killed, it will drop a free perk drop. You can do this every 4 to 5 rounds. Exclusive to Buried is my personal favorite perk, Vulture Aid, which is overpowered and has more
Makes me
functions than
cry
a Pringles
every
can.
time.
But the green gas
Makes me
is
cry
its most
every
OP
time that
element.
we still
Basically,
don't
every
have
now
it.
and then a zombie is spawned.
It's been like 900 years. We
with this
still
green
don't
gas
have it in Call of
radiating
Duty
off of them.
Zombies.
If you kill the zombie and stand in
Miss
the
this
gas,
man
all
so
the zombies
much.
on the map will lose you and start running away. The
We'll
one
never
weapon on the map is
forget.
also really unique. The Paralyzer not only has infinite ammo, but it can also grant the player flight, which can really easily grant you an easy escape from otherwise being cornered.
I like
Buried's
the
high
Paralyzer,
round
man.
strategy is grueling. Basically, you have to sit next to Jug with the Paralyzer, a turbine, and the subsurface resonator, and wait until round 100 hits. Well,
Yeah,
don't worry though,
it's not
things
fun.
do shake up
It's
when
not
you
fun,
have to
and it's hard.
periodically replace the turbine or resonator when they break.
Periodically, more
Peak
like
gameplay.
900,000
The Easter egg
times.
is also pretty crap in my opinion, but the two endings
Easter
are a
egg's
cool
fun,
idea, so I
though.
can see why people like it. Buried is a
It's
diamond
really
in
good on
other-
the solo mod too.
otherwise shit Victor
I really
story.
like it.
A tier.
It's one of the better starter maps. I agree. What else is
Gentlemen,
left that he's gonna do?
We've made it to the
GK.
top 5 best maps on the list. A great example of what you
Top
can get
5
when
GK?
talented and
That's what we're
hardworking
saying.
developers snort a line of the devil's dandruff before their day at work. I don't know what the employees at Treyarch were on when creating this master
They're on that Jason Blundell good
piece,
voice.
but I'm here for it. I can just imagine them in their boardroom. I got it. I got it. War-torn Stalingrad with dragons. What do you think? You're a goddamn genius. God
That's
is a
what I'm
blast.
saying, bro.
The action
They know
really
what
never
they're
slows
doing,
down,
bro.
and the map is really challenging.
What
but in a
solo
good way.
mod? It's
The
on
map is
customs.
relatively
You
tight
can't-
and
you
hard
can't
to
do it
train
on,
in, but it's not as
console.
ridiculously
Gotta do it on
difficult as,
PC.
say, Verrucht, for instance. The Wonder Weapon, the Raygun Mark III, complements the map perfectly because for most of the Easter egg steps, the Gersh Blob step in particular,
I still
this
think the
gun
Mark
an
III is the
instant win
coolest
card. I guess the
variation of the
animation
ray
going
gun
to
we've
Pack-a-Punch
ever
can be
had
quite
yet.
annoying after the 20th
Still
time you've seen
so
it, but the
lit.
wings pretty much solve that issue. Problem is, you have to ride the dragon at least 3 times to acquire them. The mini-bosses
Yep.
on the map are surprisingly
while.
squishy. I never find myself struggling to kill a Mangler or Valkyrie. The specialist weapon of the map is awesome. The Gauntlet of Siegfried,
Gauntlet of
Siegfried, or however you pronounce
Siegfried?
it, is a glove with a baby dragon perched on top that's capable of burning zombies like a flamethrower and punching the ever-living shit out of them. Occasionally, the dragons flying around the map will decide to breathe fire on the floor, which if badly
This
timed,
map was
can cause
so
a few pretty
cinematic as well. There was so many like
unfair
when do you get a cinematic cutscene like this in COD anymore,
but
bro?
the shield hard
I
counters
always
this
think
fire,
about
so
that.
it's not really a big
Like,
deal.
just
Finally, I
traveling
wanted
to
to praise
path
the
was
boss
such
fight
a
on this
crazy
map.
thing.
Holy shit. Are you guys seeing this? You fight that bastard dragon that's been bugging us for so long.
Yes,
Damn,
sir.
but this
Get
fight
that
is pretty
right.
easy. I mean, oh well, I guess it looked pretty cool. Holy shit, we're fighting a giant mech. What the hell is going on? Yeah, woo! S tier.
Saying, boys, give GK that respect, bro.
Origins
Double
is,
boss
from what
fight.
I can tell, the fan favorite map. In almost every
Yes,
list,
sir.
it seems to be number 1. A very respectable opinion indeed. But I am not most people. Origins was the finale to the BO2 Zombies saga.
Origins might be the most overrated zombies map of all time. I'm gonna say it, bro. I'm gonna say it.
And to say it finished with a bang would be an understatement. This map has everything you would ever want in a great zombies experience. Excellent wonder weapons, engaging story, challenging mini-bosses, and a simple layout. Every player has the opportunity to make their own style.
But this game did give us content for years until
different strengths
BO3
and
came out.
weaknesses. So it now
Also, this
feels
is
like-
only up until BO3. I was wondering, I was like, oh, where's the BO4? Where's Cold War? Interesting, you just
Like
didn't,
one
doesn't
person
even
has all
include
the
it.
power in the world and everyone else is struggling. Except the lightning
Interesting.
staff. That has no strengths and I pity the fool that is forced to use this one. The Panzer Soldat
Which is sad because it's literally a staff of lightning. Lightning. Arguably more stronger than all 3 of those other elements combined. Wind, fire, and ice.
is extremely
Come
powerful,
on, man.
packed with heavy armor, a flamethrower, a jetpack, and a grappling hook. This guy was basically engineered to make you his bitch. I would argue he
true.
arrives on the map a little too early, but if you know what you're doing,
Nope.
he really isn't that
No,
much of
he
an
don't.
issue. The
Round
3
eight
giant
gaming.
robots that trample the place are a spectacle. I just love cool shit like this. It makes
I
the
can't
whole
believe
experience
this map was made on BO2, to be honest. I
that
still
much
think
better.
about
The
that.
Easter egg is
Like,
really
it's
fun to do
crazy.
solo or with your mates. And retrying it in an attempt to shave a couple minutes off your time is
Is
pretty
impossible.
enjoyable. A lot
No,
of
it's
people
not.
complain
It is
about
not
the mud on the
enjoyable.
map, but it really doesn't
Not
bother me at all.
enjoyable. Not
Most of the
enjoyable
ground has
whatsoever.
solid planks or walkways to use to avoid the mud, and stamina pretty much fixes the problem as a whole. A very
shout out
minor issue
Stamina.
I do actually have is the generators. More specifically, when they get attacked.
Yeah,
it's
they
sometimes a
suck.
good thing because you get
It's one of the
rewarded with a
worst
max ammo
aspects
if you
about this map.
successfully fend off the attackers. But when I'm trying to do one of the million things on the map and that siren goes off, it does somewhat grind my gears. Origins is almost perfect and is the 4th highest ranked map on this list.
4?
S tier.
What's 3, 2, and 1? There's DE, Shadows, and
Mob
what?
of the Dead.
Oh,
A lot
Mob.
of people are getting their angry comments ready because I
Dang.
didn't put this at number 1. But hopefully my explanation is enough to help you understand my reasoning. There is only one thing that I believe stops this map from achieving 2nd
I'm
or
curious.
even 1st place.
What is
and
it?
that is mainly the high round experience, which is a nightmare.
I agree. You know
Maybe
what?
it's-
I agree. I agree. 12 hours to round 100 because all you can use the Hell's Redeemer and 1 trap? I agree, dude.
Me, but getting to round 100 on Mob consists of training zombies while using the Hell's Redeemer,
It
waiting for the acid
sucks.
trap to recharge,
Yes.
using said acid trap on the Horde,
I
and repeating
fully
the same
agree.
process hundreds of times.
For literally
I understand that extreme
12
high rounds
hours.
are not exactly what makes a map good, but I prefer it if the
Yeah.
map gives me the option to do so. Also, it would be nice if Stamina Up was on this map to counteract all the running around.
I mean, it's
Anyway,
also interesting, though, because the buried round 100 is basically the same thing, but that one I would argue is honestly worse than Mob of the Dead. But what makes Mob more tolerable is the afterlife system. So I don't know.
Pretty
It's
much
so
every
weird.
other thing on this map.
So
is
Warzone
done
new map?
flawlessly.
This
The
Rebirth
Blundergat
Island,
and
boys.
Acid
Let's
Gat are
go.
extremely fun to use and fits the Alcatraz
This
prison
early
theme
Rebirth
perfectly.
Island footage,
The
boys.
Afterlife
Beta
system, which
footage.
simultaneously replaces Quick Revive and the Power Switch, was an excellent design choice. The player cast voiced their roles amazingly, and every character is enjoyable to play as. Going through the Easter egg is really simple, but
it's
extremely
a
engaging,
great,
thanks to the
great
setting
map.
and the aforementioned cast. And how the game makes the players fight each other in the end was a really cool idea.
Need
The
more
map
adventure
also
maps like
includes
this, bro.
Brutus,
I miss these adventure maps.
large
They're
zombie
so much
warden
fun.
that can lock up perks and mystery boxes, placing a 2,000 point fine on them. I believe he shakes up the gameplay just enough to keep it from being stale.
Wait till you see him in
Electric
Blood
Cherry
of
was
the Dead,
also
bro.
introduced, which pairs perfectly with the Blundergat's extremely frequent reload.
Rip
And
Rebirth
how could I
Island,
forget
will it ever
building
come
and
back?
riding the plane to the Golden Gate
Probably
Bridge
not,
to
bro.
access Pack-a-Punch. Mob of the Dead was the map that broke the cycle of shit zombies maps.
Mob of the Dead.
S tier.
Dude, yeah, without Mob of the Dead, I always say it. I would
In
not be
second
making
place,
videos.
we have Dreisendrach. I know praising
Hey.
BO3's maps is overdone and cliche and whatever, but there is a reason for it. In my mind, they're just the most
Wait.
realized maps. And
He put... Wait, hold on a second. He put Shadows above DE? Hold on. I need to explain this. I need him to
this is
explain
it,
this to
boys.
me.
The MVP. The GOAT. Shadows of Evil
The
has topped my
GOAT!
map's tier list, and it's well deserved. I personally can't think of a single thing wrong with this map at all. The theme of the
Wow.
fictional Morgue City is fantastic, and when it's paired with that
I mean, the biggest problem with Shadows, I think, is just the barrier to entry.
of crafty and sci-fi horror art style, it just keeps bringing me back for more. If DE to me is an upgrade to Origins, then Shadows is an upgrade to Mob. The new Beast Mode system
That's
is very
interesting.
reminiscent
That's
of
an
the
interesting way to
Afterlife
think about
from
it.
Mob,
I mean,
and
I
it
agree
also
with that.
re-explores the idea of characters being stuck in an inescapable purgatory. I love the setup too, using the Beast Mode to rope my way up and zap the boxes and bash the doors, getting better and better at it until I master the whole map. That satisfaction to me is unmatched. The mini-boss, the Magua, is also perfect, I think. He's slow, he packs a punch, and rewards the player with 1,500 points for killing him.
I always say this. I do think that Margwa is one of the greatest zombie bosses, mini bosses ever made, because it's not just spam the boss until he dies. It's like, it's time and place. It's all positioning. That's why
You
Shadows
also need
is
him
so
for the
unique.
part to create the Apothecary
Took
Servant,
zombies
which
to where it
segues
never
me
was
perfectly to
before.
talk about this thing.
You
It's
know?
easily the most potent wonder weapon of the lot, being able to spit out black holes
Yeah, it's the
that
best
easily
one.
kill 2 hordes of zombies. This liquefier might be the best, but this, paired with alchemical, is a force to be reckoned with. The Easter egg also
Oh,
has
let's
no
go.
RNG,
No
which is
chance,
always a plus
lad.
in my book, and every step... such as
Shadows,
the
no
ritual-
RNG. This man hasn't done speed running. There's so much RNG with this, like where your tram spawns, but it's small RNG. It's small. It's not like massive, but there
the
still
eggs,
is.
the sword upgrade, and the flags feel integrated into the map perfectly.
There
Shadows
is small
of Evil
RNG.
has 1, securing first place on my list.
Wow. Shadows for first place. I mean, listen, I agree. Will anything ever top Shadows of Evil?
Okay.
Ever? I don't think
We
so,
made
boys.
it. Of course,
I
this
don't
is
think
all
so.
subjective, so many people are bound to disagree with me. But let's be honest, there was absolutely no way I could have made a list that everyone would agree with. I just hope that
You just gotta make my video. You gotta make my